Here. So as you see, we have our lovely Sarah M. Hawkins from Possessed by Horror. She is one of my absolute favorites, along with Spooky Astronaut's Erin. I don't remember her last name, but these two are the ones that got me into my scary movie situation. They are also the ones who got me into continuing, or not continuing, but starting the Letterboxd situation. If you don't know what Letterboxd is, basically it is a platform that you can, write reviews on your favorite movies, your least favorite movies. So say you watch something on Netflix that you really, really enjoyed, or like in my situation, I watched a movie on Showtime and it was so good and I just wanted to rave about it. So I did. I put it on my letterbox, and that movie was called Another Girl. Really, really great movie. I gave it 5 stars. I gave it a fantastical review and everything like that. So I just wanted to try and do this. I think it's going to be a lot of fun, and I really am excited. This is the most anticipated horror movies for 2022, and also her thoughts. So let's just go ahead and get into it, and I hope that you guys enjoy it because I am so excited for it. What is this? Mini player. What is theater? Hold on. What is theater mode? Alright, well, let's just. I'm like giving you spoilers. I'm so sorry. You're getting a little bit of a spoiler situation going on because of the fact that I can't figure out how to do this. Okay, Alright, let's just get into it. Ready? And let's go.
200,000 around the same time of a new year. It just feels like such a good way to start off the new year, and I could not be more grateful. So all of that being said, I'll have my merch link down below. We're going to talk about all of the most anticipated horror movies of 2022 that are coming out this year. Usually I do my personal anticipated, but I decided to go over pretty much everything that has been announced thus far, like the bigger releases for this year, and share my thoughts on them.
I'm going to pause it for a second because, as you see, it's buffering on me again for some stupid apparent reason, but we can't really quite figure it out. Every time I go to record a damn video, it seems I have a weak signal. And if I go into the living room, then you guys don't have my great background. So, like, the signal was just perfectly fine a second ago. And now it's back to weak. And I don't understand it. And now it's back to normal. And now it's back to weak. Like, it's trying to figure out what it wants to do exactly. Oh my goodness. Did you guys see that? Look at my cat. What are you doing? Get down. You know better. Down. You're not a statue. See, I told you, every video she has to have some type of involvement. Just about. Like, I'm gonna start doing this thing with all my videos where it's literally spot serenity. What are you doing? Leave the lights alone. They've been there for months now. Okay, I have a medium signal again, so I'm going to try and do this now. Let's go. Maybe?
So you're going to want to get your calendars ready, or a pen and paper or something, so you can write all of these things down. I have a lot of dates for releases when these movies are coming out, so make sure you take some notes. I think 2021, we got some really good horror. It's not my favorite year by any means, but we got a lot of original horror. However, 2022, although looks promising, I do fear that we're getting a lot of franchise stuff, and I'm not sure why we're just still in this franchise era of remakes, reboots, and sequels. Like, I really would like to move on from that. We get original horror every single year. I'm not complaining fully, but majority of what horror is given right now are reboots, remakes, and sequels.
Okay, I'm gonna pause it for a second, and we're gonna, full screen it and see how that goes. Somebody said you can use Screencastify on your phone too, so hoping that'll maybe work at some point in my life. But I kind of want to just push myself down here, and because I know in the section right here is usually where she shows, but we'll see. Okay, ready, and 1, 2, 3, go.
But 2022 is going to deliver us some amazing movies, not just in the horror genre. Like, I'm really excited for Batman. Anyone else? And I think there's a couple on here that are technically not horror that I'm also excited about that I just wanted to mention in case you're like me and like these kind of movies. So we're going to talk about a few non-horrors as well. So all of that brings us to our first movie of the year, obviously, Scream 5, which comes out January 14th. Now,
exciting.
That is 4 days after my oral surgery that I'm having.
Comes out
so
tomorrow.
I'm not going to be able to talk properly for probably a week or so. So that review is going to be delayed, but I will review it within a ranking video for all the Scream movies. So while I'm recovering, I just bought all the Scream movies on DVD. So I will be rewatching all of those and getting prepared for my ranking video. So when I come back after my surgery, that'll be the video that I do. I know a lot of people are really excited about Scream 5. I am not. I am in the sense that, like, I like the franchise. It's fine, but as I mentioned, I just bought them all on DVD. It wasn't really a franchise that I sought out to own. So now I will own them, but it wasn't a priority to me. I'm not sure why or what it is about Scream that just isn't my favorite. I'm not sure. A lot of people love it. It's a lot of people's favorite horror franchise. It's just not mine. I think because it's more traditional.
Oh no, we did not just do this. What?
Meet Suvi, the magical
I was like, what the hell is it
all-in-one
playing
countertop
now?
Suvi saves you time and lets you cook delicious meals for you or your whole family. The best part? I do like them.
Oh, look at that face that it froze on. I'm so sorry, Sarah. Oh. Why is this happening to me every time?
But I'm not that excited about Scream 5. I just have really low expectations for every single new franchise installment that we're getting this year. I just don't know why. I really enjoyed Halloween Kills, and Halloween.
That was pretty good.
From when did that come out? 2017, 18, something like that. I enjoyed them, but they're just not. They don't get me super excited about the horror genre, The next release that we have in 2022 will be Orphan First Kill that comes out on January 28th. This is going to go either way for me because I have pretty low expectations for this sequel. One, not a lot of people are really talking about it. I think it's going to go direct to streaming, if I'm not mistaken. Like, I don't think it's going to have a theatrical release. I really love Isabel Fuhrman, and I'm excited to see her act in this. I'm not sure just where they're going to go with it, what they're going to do with it. I know it's kind of an origin story for Esther, so given her age, I'm just not sure about it. There's something about it that I have hesitations and reservations about, so I'm not that excited. We'll see, I guess. Also, if there's any movies in this that are coming out this year that you want me to do individual reviews for, please let me know. If you want me to sit down and do like a whole in-depth video reviewing them, just tell me which ones you want to see. Okay, so the first non-horror release of the year that I'm super excited about is Moonfall, that comes out February 4th. I had to include this one because it's my most anticipated movie of the year. I'm just going to say that. It's not a horror by any means. Apocalyptic space drama. I'm definitely going to track this one down in IMAX because I have yet to see a space drama in an IMAX theater, and I just feel like that's the way to experience it. So it comes out when I'm going to be in LA, so I'm not going to see it for about a week or so until after it comes out, but I'm not going to review it anyway. So it's not time sensitive, but I am just so excited for Moonfall. The cast is great. Patrick Wilson, Halle Berry, it's just going to be so good. So I'm very, very excited about this one. It's kind of weird because I have low standards when it comes to space dramas, but it's my favorite genre of movie of all time. But I will literally enjoy any kind of space drama or apocalypse drama. I'm going to like it. Next up, we have Texas Chainsaw Massacre that comes out February 18th. You'd think I'd be excited about this one. As I just said, Texas Chainsaw Massacre, the original, one of my favorite movies of all time.
Oh, yeah, the original.
Not that excited. I just have low expectations for all of these, all the franchise movies. I don't want to be negative. I wish I was more excited about them. And I'm just doing that we'll see. Hoping it's good. I don't know. Next up, we have Speak No Evil, which comes out March 17th, which is 2 days before my 32nd birthday. That's the release date for Denmark. I'm not sure when it's going to be released in other countries. This is about a Danish family who meets a Dutch family while on holiday. However, the Danish family tries to stay polite when things become very uncomfortable with the other family. So this is listed as drama, horror, thriller. So I assume it's going to be more of a slow burn, mostly psychological thriller. Alone, and one that I'm going to be upfront with you that I probably will not watch, or if I do, I'm going to have to wait for it to come out to look up trigger warnings and things like that, just given the content of what this movie's about. This follows a young girl. The Northman is not a horror. It is described as adventure drama, but still so excited about this one. Now, this is done by Robert Eggers, so it is a new Robert Eggers movie that comes out this year, and that could go either way for me. I very much am a love-hate with Robert Eggers because I love The Witch and I don't like The Lighthouse. So it really could go either way. He loves doing a good period piece. I mean, The Northman is no exception to that. But the cast in this one is so good. Not that that's a saving grace, because The Lighthouse had an amazing cast as well, including Willem Dafoe, who was also in The Northman. This one is fartsy, like in The Lighthouse. That just didn't work for me. Wasn't effective for me. So this one looks like it's more story driven, much like The Witch. Now this is set in Iceland during the turn of the 10th century, so again, period piece. It follows a Nordic prince who is seeking revenge for the death of his father. Sounds like a pretty simple story. It's a great period piece concept. And obviously Eggers is talented regardless if I like one of his movies or not. He's still very talented, so I'm really excited about this one. So next we have a movie called 65, and I have not heard anyone really talk about this one yet or really seen much information about it at all online. It comes out April 22nd, and let me just say I'm so excited for this one. There's nothing really about it, but we know a little bit about the plot and who makes it. So that's all I really need to go off of to get my hopes up, even though, like I just said at the beginning, I'm trying to not do that. I'm trying to, keep my expectations low just in case. So this is about an astronaut that crash lands on a mysterious planet only to discover he's not alone. That concept has been done before, I'm not going to lie. That doesn't sound super original, depending what direction it takes. Like, what is on the planet? What kind of creature is it? Is it an alien? What is it? So this is done by Scott Beck and Brian Woods, who brought us A Quiet Place and Haunt. Both movies I love. I've pretty much loved every single thing that they've done, so very excited. Also, it seems like Sam Raimi is involved in this somehow, because his production company is cited on IMDb, and also I saw an article that kind of talked about him being the director for it, even though on IMDb it lists Scott Beck and Brian Woods as the directors. So not sure about that, but he is involved in some way. Also, it will star Adam Driver, I assume, as the lead. That's my guess. And it is described as a sci-fi thriller, so possibly not a horror movie. And the only hesitation I really have about it is that it just seems like it's been done before, like the concept. But we'll see how it goes. It sounds like it could be a space thriller movie, which would be so good to get this year. Oh my gosh. Next up, we're going to talk about The Black Phone that comes out June 24th. So this is based on a book by Joe Hill,
comes out June?
Stephen King's son, that follows a 13-year-old boy kidnapped and held hostage in a basement by a mass killer when the phone on the wall starts to ring and he can hear the voices of his previous victims on the phone. Now, I wasn't too excited when I heard about this. I'm still not excited about it. I see a lot of people are excited about it. I read one book from Joe Hill. I read Heart-Shaped Box in 2020, and it was my least favorite book that year. It's just not for me. I'm not really a huge fan of his writing style. I don't really want to seek out his other books, even though people have told me Nosferatu is a lot better, and also Horns is really good. I just don't know if he's the author for me. I haven't read anything else, though, from him, so I don't want to judge it too harshly. And also, this is an adaptation of a story that he wrote, not necessarily only involves him to the sense that he wrote the original story it's based on, so the movie could be 10 times better than the actual book. Who knows? What does make me more excited when I discovered that Scott Derrickson is going to be the director on this, who gave us The Exorcism of Emily Rose and Sinister, both movies that are just so good. So that's the biggest reason I'm holding out hope here. Also, Ethan Hawke plays the murderer, so we'll see. We'll see. I don't know. So now on to my most anticipated horror movie of the entire year. Obviously, Moonfall. It's probably going to be my favorite movie of the year, but horror movie.
The Bachelor is coming back. Witches.
Nope, that's his name. Stephen
said
Yeun
Jordan
and Keke
Peele.
Palmer starring in this, so I think it's going to be really good. We know nothing about the plot yet. We just have the movie poster, which looks pretty good. So we're going to see what's going on. I love a good Jordan Peele movie. Obviously, Get Out and Us are iconic. I loved both of those so much. I haven't liked everything that he's worked on in the past, but when it comes to his originals, I think it's pretty much a given. He's very talented. I love his horror style and how he interprets the horror genre, so I'm very, very excited for Nope. So the next one is another one that's going to be very highly anticipated by pretty much every single person. It's not even listed as a horror movie, so I think it's going to transcend genre lovers here, and that is Don't Worry, Darling. This comes out September 23rd and is described as a psychological thriller, and it's directed by Olivia Wilde and stars Florence Pugh and Harry Styles. I think that's a reason why everyone's going to be excited. This is set in a utopian experimental community in the 1950s, and a housewife begins to get suspicious over her husband's company and if it's hiding disturbing secrets. Now, I did read in the trivia for this movie that Shia LaBeouf was actually cast. They were in pre-production with him, and he was fired. He apparently just clashed with the cast and crew and displayed poor behavior, whatever that means. So Harry Styles was then cast in it. He actually was Olivia Wilde's first choice in the role. However, this was filmed in 2020, as we know what happened there. So Harry Styles was supposed to be on tour in 2020, but was canceled because of the pandemic. So then his schedule freed up, and he was able to do the movie. Okay, next up, Halloween Ends, of course. October 14th is when this one comes out. Ironically, out of all the franchise installments that we have coming out in 2022, this is the one that I'm really excited about. It's very strange. Why would I not be excited about Texas Chainsaw? But I'm excited about Halloween Ends. I don't know. I think I'm excited about this because I loved Halloween Kills. I'm in the minority there that really, really liked that movie. However, a lot of people say that that's more of a filler movie and just there to like kind of progress the plot, and then the last one will be like where all the story happens and how it all gets wrapped up, and so that one's expected to be really good. I do have my doubts that it won't be as bloody as Halloween Kills, because obviously they just jam-packed that one full of kills and deaths and gore and everything like that. I definitely don't think Halloween Ends is going to be like that, because I think it's going to be more story-driven. I enjoyed the other two in the trilogy though, so I really do have high hopes for this one, and I am very excited about it, even though it's a franchise still. But the other two were done really well, so I have that to go on. So I think that's why I'm okay getting my hopes up for Halloween Ends. Next, we have Evil Dead Rise, which comes out October 21st. Not excited about this one. And aren't even... Well, some are confirmed to come out this year, but some aren't, so I wouldn't be surprised if some of these do get pushed to 2023. First up, we have Hellraiser. This is going to go direct to streaming on Hulu, so no theatrical release there, not even an HBO release, just right to Hulu. Because it's such a large franchise, I would think that it would get at least a small theater release or something, but no. I'm not excited about it. I don't know. Sorry. I don't like the original franchise. I know, controversial opinion again, but I don't know. It'll be exciting to see a modern take on it, even though we did get a Hellraiser in 2018. I didn't watch it, so I don't know if it's good. I don't think I've seen many people even talk about that one. Like, everyone's so excited for this one, but what about the one that came out in 2018? Do people not like that one? Is it bad? But I did see that David Bruckner is directing this, and he made my favorite horror movie of 2021, The Night House. He directed that movie. So... do I get my hopes up for this one? Could it be really good? I don't know. We do have Jamie Clayton playing Pinhead, which is exciting because she will be the first female Pinhead.
Oh,
but
shit.
Not a strong opinion. But yeah, not a strong opinion about it. I'm excited about who's directing it. It's going straight to Hulu though, so I'm not sure what the quality is going to be like. I don't know. Let me know if you want me to talk about it. I'm not a huge fan. This one was so popular and very, very good, and that is Knives Out 2. This has the same director, Brienne Johnson, and the cast looks pretty good. We have Daniel Craig reprising his role of Benoit. They're filming in Greece, And we know nothing really about the plot, except it has been stated that it will not relate at all to the first one. Besides Benoit being the same character in both of them, it won't have any connection to the first Knives Out movie. Okay, this next one, this is the last one we're going to talk about, is probably going to be everyone's most anticipated movie. It's probably going to be pushed back to 2023, if I had to guess. It's not really confirmed to be 2022 yet, but that is Disappointment Boulevard. I'm talking about it anyway because IMDb has it listed as 2022, and I just want to keep it on your guys' radar because you're going to be excited about it. This is, of course, the new Ari Aster movie, who brought us Hereditary and Midsommar. Both great movies, highly disturbing. I'm so excited about Disappointment Boulevard, especially because he's switching up the genre a little bit. This is described as a comedy horror, and it will star Joaquin Phoenix. Sign me up. I think a comedy horror is a little bit of a different direction for him, so I am really excited to see what he can do with that. It could be bad, it could go either way, but I feel like he's a really strong director anyway. It has Joaquin Phoenix, who's a really strong actor, so what could really go wrong, you know? We really have no information about this except for a brief description of it, which says it is a decade-spanning portrait of one of the most successful entrepreneurs of all time. So I'm not sure if it's going to be like a biography piece on someone specific or if it's just going to be a fictional story. And it was initially described by Ari Aster as a 4-hour-long nightmare comedy. That sounds great. Maybe an hour too long, but I'll take it. I don't know. So there you have all of the horror that's on my radar, at least. I'm sure there's going to be more announcements as we go about the year and more